Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. This one, when I go to the premise on this, you're like, oh, this sounds kind of typical possibly, but this blew my mind. When a survey with the Super Bowl now being set, 2 weeks away, you get the Super Bowl. Have Super Bowl parties at your house. And they did a ranking of what people and we'll give you Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, we'll give all our neighboring states. But the number one Super Bowl food in the country. Now, again, we'll do our locals, but not one state has the best Super Bowl food, in my opinion, as their number one. And I'm stunned. I'm floored. I'm blown away enough to put this in the fact today because I can't believe not even one state, especially Illinois, didn't do this as the number one food. So you can guess what you think that is, I guess, Kenzie, or, overall for the whole country and also for Illinois, whatever you want to do. But I just can't believe this isn't number one, let alone it's not number one for any state.
I'm just going to guess, my fave at a Super Bowl party, if it's there, I'm going to clear it, okay? And that would be a buffalo chicken dip.
Buffalo chicken dip.
I'm going to handle that.
Meaning that you block out people, you box out like Rodman with the elbows?
Yes, it will be mine. I love buffalo chicken dip.
Do you double dip your chips in that?
Well, I put a bunch of it on a plate so I can. I won't hit the bowl twice. That's rude.
I get that. The germs go in there, you take a bite, and they go in the bowl.
You can't double dip in the bowl. You got to put it on a plate. Then you can be an animal.
Can I have a take here that it's not as good on the plate?
Why?
Yeah, you're right.
It's got to be better from the bowl?
No.
Because once it gets in the plate, it can get a little spread out and not as thick, and the texture and the consistency.
What about when people have the little paper bowls?
Paper bowls.
Yeah, so that way it's what?
I don't know if I've ever
Not you, Brian. Brian was really thrown off by paper bowl.
Yeah, you blew me away.
Okay, hear me out.
Paper bowl.
Yeah, let me think.
You know the concept of the paper plate?
Yes, I'm familiar.
You grasp that.
Yeah, I got it.
They make paper bowls, same. Usually they match. They're very similar. And they're small. They're not huge.
Yeah.
So all the ingredients will stay in a circle, which is apparently important to you.
Well, I'll take your word for it. I've never seen a paper bowl.
You've never seen...
I don't think I've ever seen a paper bowl. I don't think so.
Really?
Paper bowl.
Never seen a paper one.
So good.
I can't believe it's not... I just can't believe you haven't exclusively eaten out of paper bowls at one point in your life.
We definitely have gone with paper products for a while when I didn't feel like washing dishes for a little bit.
Right.
But I still think that hard bowl, that whatever it's made in, the buffalo chicken dip, after it's removed from that, it's not as good.
So you double dip, you dirty dog,
I will
into the general public's bowl.
My feeling is, I know I'm, not right now because I have a cold, but I know I'm good.
I know I'm fine.
I'm not the one. I'm not the one spreading the germs. And I don't want to be judged, so I do it when everybody's turned away, and I'll take huge chunks.
I always have eyes on my buffalo chicken dip, so I would know.
Okay, so Kenzie says buffalo chicken dip because I'm stunned that this isn't number one overall. This thing in Illinois, which I think is the best Super Bowl party food. Case, what do you think it is?
I think it's TGI Fridays branded, specifically loaded potato skins.
Oh, I love those!
Oh, jeez.
Kenzie, I'm shocked to hear that. I thought you were going to give me a beating just now.
Why?
Again, they come from
I love food.
Well,
famously.
Correct.
It's one of my things. Why? What night? What?
It comes from a box. It's TGI Fridays brand. I figured you would take umbrage with it. Hey, glad you didn't.
Case.
He thought you would say, wait till you taste my homemade baked potato, loaded baked potato.
I'm not going to say that because then I have to make them.
And by the way, feel free to if you want to.
He was actually, that's why he said it. If you want to bring those in and prove me wrong tomorrow, absolutely not.
I will tell you, when you go to a nice restaurant and they have the baked potato, and then they say, you want it loaded? Mm-hmm. And I go, yeah. And then they'll say, then they keep talking. Like, bacon bits? Yeah. Extra sour cream and butter? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what my idea was loaded was, but they're like...
half loaded? Good Lord.
Yeah.
Loaded up.
Yeah. Let's, get with the picture.
And I don't want sprinkled, I want bacon to hide all of the sour cream and butter on top. That's how much bacon I want on top.
You have to clarify. I don't want to see the potato.
I don't want a couple bacon bits on top.
You want an order of bacon is what it sounds like.
A dollop of mashed potato on top. I like a deconstructed loaded baked potato.
I said, you know what? Never mind. I'm coming to the kitchen. I'll make it myself.
You're going to mess it up.
Let me back there.
All right, so I'm stunned that this isn't number one in Illinois. And
Brian, what's your guess?
it's not number one in any state. I'll tell you exactly what it is in 5 minutes.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So a fact that makes your brain just go, to me anyway, maybe it's not shocking to you, but we'll find out in a couple seconds here. So the most popular Super Bowl party food in Illinois, we'll do Indiana, Wisconsin, all of that, and then the country. I was stunned that it's not only not number one in Illinois, but not number one in the country, this food. So it's not even on the list. Blew my mind.
Okay.
So Kenzie said it was buffalo chicken dip.
Love it.
Now, I will say this before we even get the case.
Okay.
Kenzie's exactly right with buffalo chicken dip being actually number one for the most states and in Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, all our surrounding states. So you're right that one is number one. It's not what I think is missing off the list.
Well, obviously, if a bunch of states have it, let's go.
Yeah, the whole Midwest toward the south, as far as south as Georgia, to South Dakota, to Pennsylvania. Yeah! That's all buffalo chicken dip is
Let's
the favorite
go.
food.
Gang, gang.
Now, Case thought the one I'm thinking that's missing, it's not number one, is the TGI Fridays branded specifically loaded baked potatoes. That's not even on the list. Sorry.
That sucks.
They didn't put that on the Ask People about the TGI Fridays loaded baked potatoes.
I stood by you on that, though. Okay, so that was a good idea.
Kenzie, I really appreciate that.
You weren't wrong. Don't worry.
That's what I like to hear that. Thank you. I don't
you're
hear that a
welcome.
lot.
I know. I don't say it a lot to you.
No, you don't.
But that's good.
No, I like it.
Are you okay, Brian?
I'm okay. I'm so stunned this isn't even on the list.
He's getting emotional.
I know. I just want to check back in. I was giving him a moment, but then I
Yeah.
was worried he died. So
Appreciate
I was trying to check really fast.
Appreciate giving me the moment.
Yeah.
Like things like baked ziti are on here and garlic knots. And
This is awesome. This is a fun list.
Yeah, why don't you have ziti when I come over for the Super Bowl, Brian?
I've never seen ziti, baked ziti. Well, I guess here in Chicago we might call it mastacholi.
That's right,
I've
at Portillo's.
Never seen that at a party ever before.
What?
Yeah, like as far as a Super Bowl party, I mean, not a party, but a Super Bowl party.
You
Like,
ever seen-
I've seen mastacholi at kids' parties, adult parties, whatever. It's so good.
But not a Super Bowl party.
Not a Super Bowl party.
You should have that.
Mastacholi?
Yeah, it'd be
I
awesome.
thought you weren't allowed to go to the Super Bowl party. I didn't get invited to come over.
Well, I've already made plans without Brian for the Super Bowl this year. But when I come over next year, Kenzie, when we come over next year, we should demand their ziti there.
I have a list of requests.
Okay, so the thing that's not on the list anywhere in the country, Illinois, anywhere, as number one is chicken wings. Buffalo-styled chicken wings. Now, this makes me think, because Kenzie was right about the buffalo chicken dip, have we all wussed out? Is this the wussification of America?
What?
That
Why-
we just want the buffalo-style chicken dip and not to get our hands dirty with the chicken wings at a party?
I didn't take it like that at all. Why would that be wussy? I just but here's, okay, let me tell you something. If you do buffalo chicken dip, you get to add bread to the mix. You have to understand.
Facts, and obviously tortilla chips.
And creaminess.
But are we not wanting our hands all sticky and greasy or whatever eating wings at the party? Is that why? And I call that wussing out, by the way.
Well, because you're getting your hands dirty like a blue-collar worker that way.
Damn right. I'm a lunch pail guy when it comes to a Super Bowl party.
I have to be honest. I am so unconcerned with how I look when I'm eating a chicken wing. And it shows because I clear that bone in a way most people have never seen or experienced. You know what I'm saying? It is something that I have noticed people watch me do because it comes out beautiful. You can't tell there was sauce on it. You don't even know what kind of bone it is when I'm done with it. It's just clean. The kids could break it and have like a wishbone. It's unbelievable.
When Kenzie's done with a chicken wing, it's like in Jurassic Park when they're dusting for the dinosaur
Yes.
bones. And like the bone has been there for 100 million years. Not any sign of meat possibly on it or what it
No.
was.
It
There's
is
dust for it.
clean. And I don't care how I look when I get there. My husband's the opposite. He uses a fork and knife on his
Yeesh.
chicken wings.
Red flag.
Yeah, not a good
And
look.
then I have to pick it up because a fork and knife does not clear the bone the way it needs to be. So I get the scraps like a dog and have to clear off the bone because we're not going to waste it in this house.
Divorce incoming. Knife and a fork on a wing.
Kenzie, how does that make you feel as a woman when you see your husband do that?
It's so humiliating. problem that when we go out, the waiter automatically puts my food in front of him and vice versa because he'll get like, he's very big, like, let me get fish and vegetables. And I'm like, bring the tomahawk over here with mac and cheese.
Hand it over. Nobody gets hurt.
Okay. And they always set his food down in front of me because it's like a salad or a salmon. And I'm like, no. I have the one drenched in butter. I have the triple stacker. I have the, and it's just like, it's so intentional because I went to, I think for Christmas 2 years ago, he took me to the Capitol Grill and I got a steak and he got fish. And we had to switch the plates. And then the waiter also set my macaroni and cheese down in front of him. I'm like, how many times am I going to have to do this? What are you trying to do?
Fish at the Capitol Grill?
I know. What an a-hole. That's what I said.
Oh, Lord. Well, I'm stunned. Now, some people are taking on the text line saying it's because wings are more expensive. Like, people can make a whole bunch of buffalo chicken dip. But wings, if you're counting them up for people, it'd be a lot. I mean, I'm going to eat 12.
That's why I don't throw the party in the first place. I don't want to feed everybody.
That's true. Now, I know this is a whole thing. I mean, I don't know if we have time to get into this.
Okay.
We got a minute.
I've never had buffalo chicken dip before.
What?
I got to be honest. I don't know if I could find it in a store.
Well, you can't, I don't think. You got to make it.
You have to make it?
Yeah, there's no way.
My
Yeah.
God.
That's
Okay.
why you've never had it.
Yeah, no kidding. I thought you could buy it.
I'd be stunned if someone could say you could
I'm
buy.
sure there's one in the frozen. You know how they have frozen
Yeah.
dips? Probably very close to the potato.
Yeah.
There probably is one. That's a dip that would be significantly better when homemade, though.
Absolutely. Case, if you could buy buffalo chicken dip at Jewel, you would have it every night for dinner.
I guess I know it's called buffalo chicken dip,
Yes.
but chicken is a solid. Dip is closer to like a liquid.
Well, it's like a shredded
It's thick.
chicken.
It's thick. The consistency's
too
thick.
thick. Okay.
But is it creamy? I
Yes.
guess I
Kinda.
don't understand what buffalo chicken dip is.
Cheese, shredded chicken.
Yeah, the chicken's shredded.
Okay, I have to Google this. Hold on.
Look it up.
You know what? We don't have time for you to get to the bottom of the Google.
No, wait. I want him to look at the picture really
When we
fast.
come back, we'll get Casey's opinion of taking a look at the first ever of buffalo-styled chicken dip.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
We're just talking about Super Bowl foods for the parties, and I was stunned that chicken wings is not number one on the list, not even on the list in Chicago, or as far as, you know, what the things you're choosing, but buffalo chicken dip is number one in America and in Illinois and Indiana and Wisconsin. Case has never had buffalo chicken dip. He's never seen it. So you went to the website, Google Case, and you Googled it. Does it look like it's something you'd like?
I think I Googled buffalo chicken dip and went to images because I couldn't picture it.
Sure.
And I've truly never had this. I've never seen it. I don't think it's
so
ever been
weird.
I don't think it's ever been offered to me. Are there pieces of chicken in it?
Okay, we told you what it was. They shred the chicken. Let's say you might put it in a crock pot or whatever just
Okay.
to get it all shredded. So you take
Think
forks.
rotisserie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help him.
Yeah.
Case.
I don't know if that's going to help.
Let me give you a hypothetical scenario. I have a chip in my hand and I dip it in the buffalo chicken dip. Am
Yeah.
I going to get a piece of chicken on that chip when I take it out?
Small pieces, like strands. Think of strands.
Okay,
Like
okay.
shredded chicken.
Yeah.
There's no way you can go into that
I'm
dip.
out of words.
Yeah, I know.
I'm picking up what you're putting down now.
Okay, got it.
I had to act it out in my head.
You will have the cheese, the creaminess, and chicken on your chip when it comes out of the bowl.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then it's just on this delivery service to your mouth.
Yeah.
UPS all the way there.
Oh,
Okay.
it's really good if it's
Now,
done right.
Do they do this with barbecue or just buffalo chicken? Can you
Ugh,
barbecue sauce this?
Gross.
Gross?
I hate barbecue sauce.
Okay. We'll
Really?
block out the next hour of the show. Like,
Did you guys, I have said this before.
never heard it.
Yes, you
no,
have.
I remember her saying this, but I blocked it out of my head for a while, and now it's back. All of a sudden, it came through.
In order to do the show, you had to block that out of your head.
That seems like an unnecessary. Like, that's the worst thing I've ever done to you is that I don't want to eat barbecue sauce.
It's the worst thing you've ever done to me.
Okay.
I have 17 different kinds of barbecue sauce in my fridge right now.
I just am not. I do like vinegar-based barbecue sauces. It's more the tomato sweet ones, and it's because I worked at Famous Days forever, and I just don't like barbecue food now. I'm like, please get it away from me. It's just too. I got like waterboarded with pork and ribs, and I'm just like, the smell of it gives me PTSD. I just feel like I have to get somebody a drink when I smell it, and it gives me so much anxiety.
Oh, that's so funny. And that tracks, too. People I know that work like at restaurants, they can't eat that food anymore.
Yeah, so I just, no thank you. I wouldn't make a barbecue dip. But that's just me.
And by the way, we were wondering, obviously I should have known that Costco has a pre-made, of course, buffalo chicken dip for the Super Bowl. And people have said Aldi, Jewel, Walmart, Sam's Club, like everybody makes their own that you can go buy. So I don't know why we didn't think that.
Trader Joe's. Somebody said the Trader Joe's one's kicking.
Yeah.
I believe that. Trader Joe's usually has the good.
Now, again, Case wants it pre-made in the freezer section. And somebody said Aldi might have that in the freezer section.
Hold on. I don't need it out of the freezer section. I just need it pre-made.
That's the only aisle you go down, right?
I'm sorry, where are you going to get this pre-made dip? Because it's a warm dip. It's not like an artichoke where you buy it cold. It's warm.
But these stores have it sounds like.
Well, it's not going to be just sitting on a shelf.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It needs to be like at a minimum refrigerated, if not frozen.
Well, I can refrigerate something. I know how to do that.
Well, I know.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you do.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We've followed this story since the beginning. We were the first on it. I mean, sure, WGN, Bill Bradley, we've had him on the show. Great guy, incredible investigative reporter. And, of course, he led us there to this story once we asked questions, because that's what you got to do when you find out things in the city of Dalton. Tiffany Henyard, the mayor.
I think isn't it Ben Bradley?
What did I say?
Bill.
Oh, Bill Bradley was an NBA player who was a senator.
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, you're right. Ben Bradley.
I want to give him credit for the story.
Yeah, Bill Bradley played for the Knicks, won a title there.
Mm-hmm. Different person.
Different Bradley. Your birthday's when? Let's see here. I know who Bill Bradley is when he was a political figure.
Ben Bradley, who's a friend of the show.
Great guy. Awesome dude. So, Lori Lightfoot was hired to investigate Tiffany Henyard, which is very funny. Former mayor of Chicago investigating another mayor that's very corrupt, obviously. But still in office. The FBI investigation started about a year and a half ago. And
it's a long one.
Long time.
Which is interesting because I feel like we were all able to tell she was a criminal in about 4 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, piece of garbage madness last year. She was the overall winner, the overall #1 seed. She won it. That's coming up again in March here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Will she be nominated?
She's nominated. Will she win it? I don't know. But here is audio from WGN, and this is the Dalton residents packed into a room at the Dalton Park District Fieldhouse on Monday to listen to the final report from former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot detailing the findings of her investigation into the village of Dalton and Mayor Tiffany Henyard. So here's how it goes, where Lightfoot laid out the pattern of unchecked spending.
There is not a system for ensuring that there are receipts for the various credit card purchases. And what this means, unfortunately, is that the Board of Trustees in many instances was not able to even track or see credit card purchases that were being done over the last few years.
Now that part I think we all know. We've given all that information out, and it seems incredible that it's gone this long in a city of Dalton where the tax money and the amount of dollars you're about to hear are incredible in a city where the average person makes about $29,000 a year.
It's so sad because this is their money. This is tax money.
Yes.
This is so sad.
Okay, Lori, give it to us.
For example, $48,000 spent on building an ice rink charged to Village credit cards with no board approval and no competitive bidding process.
Before we continue,
Got to stop it there.
you got to stop right there.
A lot to unpack there.
So $48,000 for an ice rink, no competitive bidding process documented. And I talked about how my friend's dad built a rink in their backyard for $75 with Home Depot 2x4s and some Visqueen. Chef Sean checked in from Indiana and said, my friend's dad did the same thing in his yard in Indiana. Apparently a lot in the region, there's those kind of ice rinks in backyards.
Okay. According to sportsvenuecalculator.com and then backed up with the AI results because they similarly match.
Two very reliable sources.
That's all I got. 'Cause I don't build ice rings.
Sportsvenuecalculator.com. That sounds awesome. Go ahead, Kenzie.
God.
We might have just lost Case to that job.
Case's weekend is gone.
This is awesome. Go ahead. I'm locked in.
So I have two sets of stats to throw at you. Cost of an ice rink with real ice ranges, according to sportsvenuecalculator.com, $150,000 to $950,000.
Okay.
$950.
I know.
By the way, I think it's funny they had to add real ice in there.
Right. No, because there's another stat.
You can skate on fake ice?
Just can I finish it?
I might have to go down another wormhole here.
But you wouldn't have had to ask the question if you let me finish the sentence.
Go ahead.
Cost of an ice rink with synthetic ice. It ranges between $14,000 to $395,000.
So much cheaper.
It's much cheaper than real ice. It's it would have been good to get some bids because if it ranges from 14 to 395, she spent 48.
Yeah, a little bit more.
And it's an outdoor rink, which I'm sure makes it much cheaper. I'd imagine that was the one in Dalton was outdoor, I believe.
It's an outdoor rink.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that would help lessen it. So,
But if it was real ice, she got a good deal.
if it was real ice, she's saving the town money.
Hold
apparently.
on. No, I disagree. If it's real ice, people are getting injured on that ice. She came in way under budget. Sometimes it's not good to come in under budget.
You know what? She can't win.
I know.
Are you trying to say the wife has the ice has lumps on it?
Yes, I'm sure people are twisting ankles every day on this ice rink. I would have rather this ice rink cost $1 million than $48,000 to the citizens of Dalton.
One thing my dad said before he passed is never.
Quote about ice rinks.
He did. He said never. He did never skimp on an ice rink.
That's what he said.
Yeah, I remember he had the mug that said that too.
Yeah.
And the T-shirt and the hats.
Oh God. Never skimp on an ice rink.
I think she's committed some really criminal things. The ice rink is a question mark on if it was criminal because they sound pretty expensive across the board.
I also want to know from experienced people out there. I know we have a lot of figure skaters and hockey players that listen. Is it slower on synthetic ice?
I would think it's faster.
You think?
I think you could carve that sucker up.
I don't know why ice is ever expensive. Just spray some water on it from a hose and let it freeze up.
Maybe it's a lot more complicated than that. Although, as I said to my friends, backyard, just putting a hose on there and making it work. They can't put a Zamboni on it, but
I guess we're overlooking the fact that, and again, much love to Dalton. Do they need an outdoor ice rink? Was this an essential purchase?
we didn't even approach that.
Because we're debating whether or not they have a good ice rink, not should they have an ice rink.
Well, she
Right.
didn't get board approval, which isn't okay because you're supposed to map out how you're spending the city's money.
You know, the board that would be like, I don't think we need this.
This
But
is
I think it's fine. Like, I at least like that she finally spent money on something that people in the community could use. This is the least offensive purchase she's made.
What if
We're overanalyzing this one. Other people actually got to use it.
Kenzie, do you remember The Office when Michael threw his own birthday party at an
Yes.
ice rink because he's a great ice skater?
Yes.
What if we found out that Tiffany Henyard was like a world champion ice skater? This was just for her to practice on.
Well, at least other people got to use it. I stand by a lot of her purchases. No one even got to see. It was just like her on a flight somewhere. This is the least offensive purchase she has made because even if she overspent or pocketed money, children got to skate on it.
However, do we have pictures of that? Did somebody get to use it, or was it just behind her office?
Her house.
Yeah, like her house.
Fenced backyard.
Do we know if anybody in Dalton used the ice rink? Please let us know.
Okay.
Checking in. Also,
But not saying it's good. It's just the least offensive one to me.
Terry, the math guy, checked in on the text line. Synthetic ice was terrible on which to skate, he says. So slow on synthetic ice.
Oh, okay, good. I apologize. I was wrong about ice skating.
Yeah, well, I think your thought process maybe manufactured snow on hills is very icy and you ski faster on that.
Right.
That was my thought process, yes. I agree, Brian.
Don't chirp it on that.
Let's see. On the text line, 708 checked in. I read that the Dalton Ice Rink was never actually open to the public.
Okay, now I'm gonna be mad. Now I find it offensive. You're lying.
Also, another hockey player checking in now. Synthetic ice is so much slower than regular ice. So there you go.
Okay. Well, it makes sense because the real ice is more expensive, so it should be faster.
It should be faster.
It should be zippier.
Well, I would imagine you have to maintenance it because I imagine synthetic ice just stays frozen and cold all the time.
Brian, I don't know the amount.
Well, why are you here then? You're doing great research. I need more.
Your resume was captivating on air. You're good at social media and knows about ice rinks.
It bothers me the amount of ice rink questions I'm getting today. I have never claimed to be an expert. I can't ice skate. I don't like cold activities in general.
Rich checked in and said synthetic ice tears your hockey skates blades up. It's horrible. Ugh.
That's awful. I'm so sorry I was out of line about synthetic ice. I feel awful for the hockey players
The
out there.
fake news that you just
I know.
spread.
And hockey players, I see you, I hear you, I'm listening. It will not happen again.
Should we even continue with more things that Tiffany Henyard did in the story?
Please, let's do. We have a lot of misconceptions about the ice rink. And I'd like to move past it.
There is more of this WGN report. I don't know. Do we need to take a break or do you want to rip through it, Brian?
Let's keep going.
Okay.
Here's more from the report from WGN on Lori Lightfoot's report on Tiffany Henyard.
Spending peaked in 2023 when more than $775,000 was spent on credit cards, more than $200,000 of that on Amazon.
Was that $770,000 on a credit card?
And I find that more offensive than the ice rink. And I stand by that, as I said.
What's the limit? A couple million?
Imagine the points she got.
God.
Maybe that's why, oh my God, when Ben Bradley was like, but didn't you fly first class? She's like, meh. She's like, no, it was my points. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, it was like my points that I accumulated.
23 when more than $775,000 was spent on credit cards, more than $200,000 of that on Amazon.
Amen. Whoops, that's mine. That's embarrassing.
$200,000 on Amazon?
I couldn't do that if I tried.
I could, but it'd be hard.
You can get a snowmobile on Amazon.
Oh my God.
Now it seems more likely.
Now, hold on. I didn't know a snowmobile was in play.
You can get anything in
Dude,
there.
you can buy a house on Amazon.
Really?
Yeah, there's
Well, let me
prefab
type in
houses.
house.
Yeah, well, Brian, put it on your credit card. You've been trying to buy a house.
God,
You'd get points.
it'd be incredible.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Now, we were in the middle of discussing Lori Lightfoot's investigation of Tiffany Henyard. The report came out Monday night as the former Chicago mayor was in a packed room at the Dalton Park District Fieldhouse, and we had some of the audio from the WGN report. So we stopped it right where they were talking about $200,000 spent on Amazon, and of course we go to the famous part that got us to get Ben Bradley on the air from WGN and talk about it more what happened with those travel receipts.
More than $200,000 of that on Amazon, and more than $117,000 on travel, including those 2 so-called business trips to Las Vegas.
2 business trips to Las Vegas on the bill. Okay. Now
Yeah, what was she doing in Vegas? Really helping out the community, getting new businesses?
Let's go back to that story from WGN when Ben Bradley was interviewing her and kind of cornered her on those trips.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No, sir.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Now,
With her points.
Marty and Hoffman Estates checked in and remembered the part when she goes, but he goes, what is that? You want to hear that one more time? So for Hoffman Estates, for you, Marty, here it is again. When she goes, and he goes, what is that?
What is that?
What is that?
And the best part, I have to say, when we interviewed Ben Bradley, he goes, I was required to submit the questions. So she literally knew I was going to ask the question, which makes it even more insane.
Oh, God.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
It never stops being funny.
It just hangs so long.
What is that?
Okay, so I also have a quote from a CBS News article. This is CBS News. If anyone wants to argue with me, just actually call CBS News instead.
Okay.
Lightfoot's final report showed Henyard claims the Amazon purchases were to have various items shipped to the village's ice rink. Okay, so like some of those Amazon purchases, I don't know what she was adding, like a hot cocoa bar or something.
So that was $775,000 worth of Amazon purchases.
No, $200,000 Amazon.
Okay.
$775,000 on the credit card, $200,000 of which being Amazon.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So some of these, she said, some of those purchases were for the ice rink. The rink in question has never opened to the public. So this rink has cost over $48,000.
Yeah.
And no one's ever got to go on it.
So now, do you retract your earlier statement saying it was
Yes.
nice to build it up? A nice little rink.
I never said it was nice. I said it was the least offensive things because at least they got to use it, which
Yes.
those for purchase didn't. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
I apologize that I thought the city ice rink opened.
Yes.
That's on me.
Case edit Kenzie's earlier remarks from the podcast.
That's right.
We'll never speak of it again.
My bad.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.